Pope Francis, the spiritual leader of the Catholics and president of the Vatican, called on the leaders of warring Russia and Ukraine to stop the war and negotiate peace. The Pope, who made the traditional Sunday prayer in the Vatican's famous St. Peter's Square, went out of the ritual and gave messages about the Ukraine-Russia war right at the beginning of the prayer. Pope Francis, who expressed his concern about the nuclear threat and the increase in military tension in the war in Ukraine, said, "The course of the war in Ukraine has become so serious, devastating and threatening that it arouses great concern. Instead of healing this terrible and incomprehensible wound of humanity, continues to bleed even more, risking expansion," used the phrases. The spiritual leader of the Catholics stated that it is sad that the world learns the geography of Ukraine from the names of places such as Bucha, Irpin, Mariupol, Izyum and Zaporizhia that have turned into places of suffering and fear. Said. Asking the question of how much blood must be shed to realize that war is not a solution but destruction, the Pope called for a ceasefire as soon as possible. Also referring to Russia's annexation of some parts of Ukraine, the Pope said, "I am deeply saddened by the situation that has recently emerged with acts contrary to the principles of international law." He said. Pope Francis spoke directly to Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and said, "First of all, my appeal is to the President of the Russian Federation. In the name of his love for his people, I beg him to stop this spiral of death and violence. On the other hand, I deeply regret the deep suffering of the Ukrainian people, and call on the President of Ukraine to be open to serious peace proposals. I urge all actors of international life and all political leaders of nations to do everything in their power to end the dangerous escalation of the ongoing war and to encourage dialogue initiatives. After 7 months of hostility, all diplomatic means, including hitherto unused, should be used to end this terrible tragedy." The Italian press wrote that this is the first time the Pope has made such a direct call to the leaders of both countries.